When it comes to money, we all make mistakes, but sometimes we don't even realize it. You know the saying, we don't know what we don't know.
That's right, and here with mistakes we need to avoid is Bernadette Joy, founder of Crush Your Money Goals, a financial education company that helps people with their money goals. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, now we want to highlight these 3 mistakes we say that people make. The first mistake you said people make is they assume they can only retire when they get old.
Yes, and I'm here to tell you retirement is not about age. It is about whether or not you financially plan. So you can retire old, but you can also retire young, guys, if you really want to. And so one thing that I tell people is instead of saying, you know, when can I retire and just pushing it out into the far, far, far future,
Yes.
consider whether or not you want to retire younger, right? So my husband and I, we are looking to retire in our 40s instead of our 60s.
What?
I know, right? Retire in our 40s when our knees are still good and our back still works.
Oh my goodness.
We're planning to retire in our 40s because we want to be able to still enjoy traveling and the things that we want to do while we can still physically enjoy it. And so when I tell people, don't make the mistake of saying, oh, I'm only going to retire when I'm 60 or 70. Start considering whether or not you want to retire younger.
All right, the second mistake you say that we need to make sure we don't make is ignoring how much you need in retirement.
Yes, so here's something a little bit scary, it sounds like, right? If you are living on something very modest, let's say just even like $3,000 a month, which isn't a ton, right? You would still need $1 million in retirement. Now, some people are gonna hear that number and say, oh my gosh,
Yeah, oh my goodness,
that's
yes.
a lot of money, right? But getting overwhelmed by it and saying that's a lot of money and then sticking your head in the sand is really not going to solve the situation, right? So instead of ignoring it, take small steps to start saving now. So one small thing you can do, yeah, you might not be able to save $1 million of retirement, but maybe you can save $6,000 a year, which is for your individual retirement account, and start there and work your way up.
All right, the next one mistake you said people make, the last one is that they don't have a monthly budget.
Yes, that is the biggest mistake that I think people make. A lot of people assume budgeting is for broke people, or budgeting isn't fun, or it's about restricting yourself. But
Yes.
budgeting is actually about building a plan, not for just now, but for your future. So one of the reasons I know I can retire in my 40s is because I have been budgeting for the last couple of years, and the budget tells me what I'm going to need later on, right? So starting with a budget now is a simple way that you can start planning for retirement down the road, because then you'll have some idea of how much money you'll actually need.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. And you can follow her at Bernadette Joy on Instagram or visit crushyourmoneygoals.com.
Just so practical.